Hello, my name is Hans George Campbell. Today I thought I'd show you all of the rare mounts that I've collected through the years in World of Warcraft. So let's get started. Now all of these mounts have an extremely low drop rate, and it took me years to get them. Because of this, they're very unique mounts. Not many people have these mounts. Now this mount here, it really stands out in a crowd. It's just an absolutely gorgeous mount. Especially like in dark areas, that's where it really shines. Okay. This is my mage's main mount. This is his main flying mount that he flies all the time. It's my favorite mount for my Frost Mage Jasper. It's the Azure Drake. I believe this one has a drop rate of around 1.4%. It's a very rare mount, very low drop rate. Very low drop rate. I think it looks pretty good with my mage because of his transmog. Yeah, it looks pretty good, I think. Okay, next we have the big love rocket. This one you get during the, I think, the Valentine event, world event. Now, gnomes look really good on this mount, especially female gnomes. Okay, this mount also looks good on my Frost Mage Jasper. I think it looks pretty cool. It's also a good mount for a priest. Okay, now I remember when my Warlock Dagus got this mount back in during the Wrath of the Lich King expansion. I was running a dungeon, the dungeon that this mount drops in, and I remember when the mount dropped and everyone rolled on it, and everyone was pissed because my Warlock got the mount even though he had the lowest DPS in the group. I mean, I've never been the type of player that worries too much about DPS. I just, do the best I can, and I play the game to have fun. I'm not worried about being top DPS or whatever, but I remember them saying, oh God, it figures he'd get it. I mean, the lowest DPS in the group, and he gets the mount. Oh my God, And I laughed my head off when they said that. And right after I got the mount, they kicked me from the group. Like, I don't think that was too cool to do, but they kicked me from the group because I won the mount. But this mount has a drop rate of less than 3%. Any drop rate of 3% or less is considered a rare mount. So yeah, but this is I think the blue Proto Drake, and yeah. I always thought that it was an unusual looking flying mount. Okay. Now, this mount and the next one, they both have a drop rate of around 0.7%. That's less than 1% drop rate. These are some of the rarest mounts in the game. Not many people have these mounts. I mean, you basically have to be lucky to get these mounts. I mean, the drop rate is just ridiculously low. 0.7% drop rate, less than 1% drop rate. And this mount and the next one, you got these mounts during the Cataclysm expansion. This mount actually looks pretty good on my mage. Looks pretty cool. Or a frost mage. Yeah, this one too has a drop rate of less than 1%. And it too looks really good on my mage, a frost mage. It's pretty cool. Okay. Yeah, this here is, I think it's a land mount, if I'm not mistaken. It drops from that one boss in the Karazhan raid. I think it's the Horseman or Huntsman or something like that. It's a vampire. You can see the fangs right there. The horse is a vampire. So it looks really well with a druid, because especially a night elf druid, because night elves are vampires, and especially looks good with a druid that has green and leather like transmog. Looks really good as a druid mount. In fact, this is my druid's main land mount. This is the mount that she usually rides on when she's riding on land, you know. But yeah, it's got a low drop rate, very low drop rate. I think this one's around, I know it's less than 2%, the drop rate on this mount. It's less than 2%. Now this mount also looks good on a warlock. A warlock looks very good on this mount. Okay, this too is a land mount. It's the first mount that drops from the Firelands raid. Yeah, it's the first mount that drops from the Firelands raid. And it looks good with a warlock, or a shaman, or a fire mage. Okay. This one right here is a 3-seat mount, 3-seater. This one, the drop rate, I believe, is 1.4%, something like that. You can see the 2 seats in the back. You can actually take up the 2 passengers with you. Yeah, I think it's a pretty cool mount. Okay, so this one here is the Headless Horseman's mount that you get during the Halloween event, world event. Now this mount also looks very good on a druid, especially if your druid has like a lot of green and like leather colored in his or her transmog. Yeah, this is another good mount, for a druid. Looks really good. Okay, this is Invincible, the Lich King's mount. This mount has a drop rate of 0.9%, so it's less than 1%. It too is a very rare mount. Yeah. Now this mount, of course, is a perfect mount for a Death Knight. And it's my Death Knight Daggothor's main flying mount. Is Invincible. I think it looks pretty cool. I think it looks pretty cool. That's Invincible. Okay. This mount, I think, drops from Onyxia. Okay. Okay, this one is the second mount that drops from the Firelands. It drops from the final boss. I think it drops from no, wait, no. This drops from the boss that looks like this mount. But it drops in the Firelands, and it too has a very low drop rate. Very low drop rate. Now this mount looks good, like on a Warlock or a Fire Mage. Also looks good on a Shaman. Shamans look very good on this mount too. Now this is a land mount. I believe the drop rate on this one is 1.4%. Very low drop rate. Okay, this too is a land mount. Okay. Now this mount looks really well on a female blood elf. A female blood elf looks really good on this mount, and so does a female gnome. They look really good on this mount. Okay, now this mount also has a very low drop rate. I'm pretty sure it's less than 1%. This mount right here. Okay. Okay, next I wanted to show you two mounts that are no longer available in the game. This one here, you got during World of Warcraft's 10th anniversary event. You had to do the entire Molten Core raid at that time, and the final boss. I mean, if you know, as soon as you killed the final boss, which was Ragnaros, you would receive this mount in your mailbox, and that was the only way that you could get this mount, and it was the only time that you could get this mount too. So yeah, this mount, this Corehound mount, is no longer available in the game. So if you didn't get it back then, you'll never get it. Anyway, yeah. This mount, of course, it looks really good on like a Dark Iron Dwarf. Perfect mount for a Dark Iron Dwarf. But yeah, this mount's no longer available. Okay. The next mount, this one, it's a two-seater rocket that you got from recruiting a friend, and it too is no longer available. It's actually a perfect mount for farming, like farming ore or herbs. You know, this mount is perfect for that. Okay, well that's it. I just thought I'd show you guys my rare mounts and a couple of mounts that have been discontinued. It took me many years of playing World of Warcraft to get these mounts, and I'm very proud of them. A lot of people, they collect mounts in general, but I prefer to collect the rare mounts. The ones that are very hard to get, the ones that have an extremely low drop rate, because not many people have those mounts. So those mounts are very unique because of that. Anyway, my name is Hans George Campbell, and until next time.